All right, folks, let's talk about the philosophy of art. Now, before you roll your eyes and click away thinking, philosophy? That's just fancy talk for folks who like to stare at walls. Hang tight. This isn't your grandpa's philosophy lesson. We're about to take a wild, colorful ride through the bizarre world of art and its deep, mysterious, sometimes downright ridiculous meanings. Picture this: a white canvas with a single black dot in the middle. Is it a masterpiece or a toddler's afternoon snack gone wrong? Welcome to the philosophy of art, where that dot could symbolize the profound emptiness of existence, or, just be a dot. Let's rewind a bit. Philosophy of art, or aesthetics, if you want to sound smart at parties, is all about questioning what art is, why we create it, and why we even care. It's a mix of beauty, pageant judging, and detective work. Who knew? Our first stop, Plato. This guy thought artists were a bunch of liars. Yep, he believed art was just a cheap imitation of the real world, and he wasn't here for it. In Plato's eyes, poets and painters were like those magicians pulling rabbits out of hats. Impressive, but ultimately just smoke and mirrors. Oh, Plato, you grumpy genius. Then we meet Aristotle, Plato's student, who decided to rebel a bit. He said, "Nah, art isn't about imitation. It's about catharsis. Imagine you're watching a tragic play. You bawl your eyes out, feel all those feels, and then walk out of the theater feeling lighter. That's catharsis, baby. Art as emotional therapy." Aristotle might have been onto something. Zoom forward to the Renaissance. The era of Leonardo, Michelangelo, and all the Ninja Turtles. Art became about beauty, skill, and making people go, whoa. The philosophy here was that art should mimic nature, but like nature on steroids. Hyper realistic, hyper dramatic, and hyper everything. But wait, it gets weirder. Enter the modern era. Artists like Picasso decided, let's shake things up and paint a lady with two noses. Cubism was born. Suddenly, the philosophy shifted to, art doesn't have to look like real life. It can be whatever the heck you want. Abstract art, surrealism, Dadaism, movements that made you think, did the artist sneeze on this canvas? And then we have the contemporary scene. Artists like Banksy, who blend graffiti with social commentary, challenging the status quo. Here, the philosophy often asks, what can art do for society? Can it provoke change, start conversations, or is it just there to look cool on Instagram? Philosophers like Arthur Danto and George Dickey have debated the art world theory, which says something is art if the art community accepts it as art. So, if I put a banana on a wall and call it art, and people with berets nod approvingly, congrats, it's art. But let's not forget aesthetics. We all have that one friend who will stare at a sunset and say, this is art. And they're not wrong. Aesthetics dives into why we find things beautiful, why certain colors make us feel things, and why a perfectly brewed cup of coffee can be a masterpiece. Now, here's the kicker. Is art supposed to make sense? Sometimes, yes. Sometimes, no. Sometimes it's just about making you stop, think, and maybe laugh at how absurd it all is. The philosophy of art isn't about finding definitive answers. It's about asking better questions. So, next time you see a squiggly line in a museum, don't just shrug it off. Think about the centuries of debates, the wild theories, and the passionate arguments that squiggly line has inspired. Because, my friends, art is wild, wonderful, and utterly bewildering, just like this beautiful, chaotic world we live in. If you enjoyed this delightful romp through the world of art philosophy, smash that like button. And don't forget to subscribe for more entertaining deep dives into the world's quirkiest topics. Stay curious, stay creative, and keep questioning everything.